So now, Noah, I'm gonna tell you something that Steven said during his recording. So your episode is gonna air after his, and his, as we record this, hasn't aired yet. So I'm just saying it here. So he said to me, when was the last time you made a purchase on Amazon? So I'm going to ask you, when was the last time you made a purchase on Amazon?
About 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. Okay. What did you buy?
Bought some new RAM for my computer.
Okay. So what was the brand?
Team Force?
You sure?
I think so.
Thank you.
I think it's Team Force,
That's
T Force, something that,
so now the computer is actually fairly brand sensitive product to buy. But even then, you had trouble remembering the brand.
Well, yeah, especially when it comes to something like RAM, it's like, there's a million of them out there and they're all
Exactly.
near identical.
That was his point. He said, nobody cares about the brand. That was his point.
Brand awareness on Amazon and building a brand name is such a difficult thing, especially in this day and age. You have, for instance, so many Chinese sellers coming on the platform that, it really is becoming a race to the bottom. It didn't used to be, but now it is. And so, brand is such an interesting thing. And it's where I actually think brand analytics and brand tailored promotions, it makes it even more interesting, right? Because you're targeting these people from, the perspective of a brand, right? Everyone knows that's not really what you're doing. You're just targeting audience groups. They call it brand tailored promotions, but the reality is that Amazon puts a lot of effort and has been for such a long time into trying to make brand on Amazon matter, but they also have created an environment where brand itself doesn't matter on the platform.
You know what this is? Steven's point is, we've just proven it again, and it was the same thing. And you made the purchase 2 hours ago. So good luck. Somebody who buys once a week or every other day, forget it. They don't have no idea. So really, this is not about brand. Really, let's face it. This is not about brand. This is about divide and conquer. That's what it's about. So how can we divide up the customer base? Now, your brand is just a gimmick at the end of the day. What you are doing is you're playing the identity game. Identity is a huge weapon that anybody who's looking to build a following, starting from the politicians, it's all about identity, right? They go after identity. Well, it's very hard, and what's the famous saying? United we stand, divided we fail. So if everybody is the same, it's very hard to penetrate. But when you divide it up, now you have smaller pieces to go after. That's really what this is. This is not about brand. So don't think that you're building a brand that's going to be worth whatever. All you are doing is you're building a revenue base that goes after that dollar one piece at a time, knowing that that piece is going to turn into a cash. That's all it is.
This is targeting people that you're hoping are looking at purchasing a product that you happen to sell, whether it's your brand or not, and you're just trying to make sure that it is your brand that they purchase. It's the type of thing that the day that they bring audience types to actual PPC advertising instead of just DSP will be a wonderful day, just because of exactly this. It's not really the brand that we're focused on here, it's the audience, and they're just segmenting it to make it easier for us to know what to hit and what not to.
So it's a perspective, really. It's a perspective that you are really changing, with this approach. don't think about it, oh, people following me. It's no, it's not that people following you. It's that people who happen to do certain things, that's what you're targeting. So maybe thinking along those lines, or so somebody who does this, what else do they do? Then I want to be there, right? So it's the same thing. It's like the sponsorship. Like, for example, one of my favorite examples is this company, these guys actually, two guys, I think, two partners, they create this razor. It's for people who bald or balding people who want to shave their heads. And you and I wouldn't know this, but if you're shaving your head, it's not the same as taking a razor and shaving, apparently. It's first of all, it's the back of your head, right? So but also it's the shape because it's curved. So when you're shaving, you're using a razor, it's flat. But when it's your head, it's curved. So they created this razor that you can almost like a glove, it fits into between your fingers, and then it's curvy. So it fits into your head. And they created this all because they were all balding and shaving their heads and constantly bleeding, cutting, whatever. And they create this product. Well, guess what they become a sponsor of? Harley Davidson. Something to do with bikes, because they found that a lot of the people, riding bikes, they were balding. So they say, oh, and then another event and another event and another event. So they are building their brand, so to speak. But I mean, let's face it, they're not building their brand. They are just simply targeting those people and associating themselves with, what they have in common so that they can take the money in their pockets. That's really all it's about. It's not really such a genius. Now, if you're talking about Apple, that's a whole different story. Now, that's a cult, right?
There is, yeah, exactly. There is a brand identity aspect, right? But when
Yeah,
you're selling certain products, it is a little funny to see
yeah,
people care so much about brand identity when it's like, okay,
yeah,
does the brand really matter when
yeah,
there's
exactly.
100,000 different copies of the product? Probably not.
Yeah.